And this is something I didn't want to have to do, but I have no other choice. But there's a lot of stuff going on with me that I've been hiding from you guys. And I think it's about time I come clean. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff mentally. And I mean a lot of stuff. Like drama between friends, stuff like that. Now, some of these friends though, like, have nothing to do with my channel itself though. Because you see me as joyful, happy on the channel, but deep down, I've been dealing with stuff mentally. And it's there are times where I post stuff in my community saying like it's hard for me to record because of severe depression. That is something I am dealing with. Severe depression and severe anxiety. I was diagnosed with those two things at age 11. 5 years before I started YouTube. Actually, over 5 years before I started YouTube. The hell? What the hell is this? What the hell is that number doing there? I don't remember that number being there. But the truth is, me being single has also been affecting my life too. I have a hard time finding true love, which is another thing that's also been affecting me mentally. And I don't know how much longer I can keep doing YouTube when feeling this way. I don't want to quit, but I may have to take a bit of a long break. It all depends on how well I can control this feeling inside of me. Because if I do now you may have noticed though that I've cut back on a lot of the violent videos that I've been, like games that I've been doing that cause a lot of violence, even if it's fictional violence. Like for example, um, the Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. I'm rarely on that game because I'm also diagnosed with mood disorder bipolar tendencies, which is when bipolar tendencies is another way of saying mood swings. So I don't know how to put this though, but I've been dealing with a lot of stuff mentally that sometimes, like, it even affects me sometimes even during recordings too. Like, there are times where I, like, I don't know how I'm going to put this though, but there were some times during some of the original reaction videos I was doing though. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. That was, oh yeah, you gotta be kidding me, Armani. Now is not the time, Armani. Oh my god. Yeah, that's one of my cats there. But the problem is, for me, doing both YouTube and dealing with this and dealing with mental stuff though, it's just a hassle. And I don't want to quit. I have so much good progress on it. I finally reached 500 subscribers, and I just don't want to give up. But I just want to let you guys know that I have been dealing with a lot of heartbreaks, which causes a lot of mental stress within me. And it's just been difficult for me. Which is why what I'm going to be doing though is not having Garden.exe around for a while, for a little bit, because I will admit, sometimes he does get on my nerves, sometimes. And even Freddy too. Like, so if I'm gonna be doing videos though, it's mainly gonna be sticking to like Roblox and Minecraft. Mainly. And the reason why now, except for like for example, like the City World and the Restaurant Tycoon 3, Restaurant Tycoon 2, which I still want to continue that series, as well as the Roblox City Tycoon that I've been playing, that I've currently have 3 episodes of, or 4, one of the two. But overall, though, my mental stability, though, is starting to get out of whack. So, if you guys, like, see a video where I don't have my mic, though, but it is like a city world, it's not because I'm going to be on a phone call. It's because I am so down that I just don't want to talk. But that also does include Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I do want to beat Night 6 at some point. But that's not going to be for a while. It's not. Because of where my current mental status is, I just haven't had the urge to beat Night 6. And I won't have that urge for a while. I don't know how long though it's gonna have to be until I beat Night 6. But I just it's just so hard to explain. This is very hard to explain because I'm trying to make it sound like I'm trying to make sense of what I'm trying to say, but just even hearing myself say it though just sounds confusing. But ever since February 15th, 2026, I have been single. And there are times where it is affected, like not only with my YouTube channel, but also my job. Yesterday was an example. I had a bit of a mental crisis situation at work yesterday. Luckily for me, my manager was very understanding about it. She talked to me about it today. It's all been taken care of. I just got a warning, which thank God for that. But the problem is, when it comes to doing certain things with my current mental status, it's becoming a bit of a struggle. So if you see if you see a video posted though and it doesn't have my mic, just please understand that I'm going through a rough patch. Especially especially another thing though that I will not get into at the moment though, because I don't really know much information about it. But there's a situation though going on with one of my subscribers who has been there for me since the beginning. I'm not going to say who it is, but all I'm going to say though is this subscriber of mine is an OG subscriber. And he's eventually, and I'm saying he because yes, this subscriber is a he. He will be getting surgery within a few months. I don't know exactly when, like the exact date. I don't know about that yet. Once I get more information about it, though, I will not be posting on YouTube when the surgery is happening because I will be too scared for my life to even record. Like, it's even going to be hard for me to even play multiplayer at times too because of that subscriber surgery. Now, this is something though because of a medical condition though that he has that I will not disclose. I'm keeping that private for this current moment until I get his approval to say it. Now, I'm not going to specify what kind of surgery it is, because even though he did tell me it, though, because I know him in person, I'm not going to say what kind of surgery it is, because I don't want to make myself, like, even more upset than I already am. But that is another one of the things that is currently affecting me right now as well. And, like, I don't want to quit YouTube. I'm not going to be quitting YouTube. I want to eventually turn this into a full-time career, but until I can start earning money from YouTube, I I can't be doing YouTube full-time until I start earning money from YouTube, which I need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers for. But I did reach the halfway mark at least, which I'm glad for. But now another thing to bring up though that has also been affecting me though is hate comments. There was a couple times I would live stream and I would get a few hate comments here and there. And on the outside, I explain to them what's going on and try to reason with them. But on the inside, I just felt like just quitting YouTube. Because I know what my diagnosis I have, though, is autism spectrum disorder and ADHD. I was born with those two. I was born with autism and ADHD. I was born with them. So even though I show different emotion on the outside, even though I show one emotion on the outside, I'm showing a completely different emotion on the inside because of my autism. And there are times it has even affected my channel too. Now, one thing for certain though is that I like I don't know how I'm going to put this though, because I don't want to get demonetized for this though, but when I'm severely depressed, I think of a certain feeling. And I'm not going to disclose what that is, nor give any hints about it though, but it is very severe. To the point where, like, it even has, like, affected me, like, personally. To the point where there were times I even felt betrayed from my own friends. And to Jacqueline, my best friend, Jacqueline, he is not at fault for this. Even though even though there was a video that I did make though, that will never be public. It's going to remain unlisted forever. Or until I delete it, one of the two. But I think I eventually plan on deleting it at some point. So I don't accidentally make it public. But Jacqueline has always been there for me, and I've always been there for him. So Jacqueline, once you see this, you are not at fault. We have been there for each other since we first met in January 2024. Ever since then, we've been there for each other, even through the toughest of times. So I just want to give you a heads up that this has nothing to do with you. Not the AUs, not my reactions with the AUs, not your creativity. Nothing about this is your fault. And even though I'm mentioning friends, all of you guys who have been supporting me, who are part of your AUs, even yourself, Jacqueline, none of this is any of your guys' fault. It's some of my other friends that I've met in person or online through my other friends. But I just don't know what to do anymore. Like, I want to keep doing YouTube, but at the same time, I need to take care of my mental stability. And in order for me to do that, I have to post less and less. And I'm afraid I'm going to be losing subscribers but that way. I don't want to make a community post about this because not everybody checks out my community posts. So if I make a video about this, then all my subscribers will be able to see this. And viewers. Because to me, in my opinion, I think that if like, how do I put this? So, how do I put this? Like, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully though, so I don't get demonetized on YouTube or even a strike. But one thing though that has been bothering me a lot though lately is my relationship status. And to be honest, it's very hard for me to find a girlfriend. Very, very hard. Like it is like very difficult though. Like throughout my entire years of high school, I never had a girlfriend. And I've been trying to look. Trying. And had no luck. I've tried dating apps, no luck there either. I even tried Facebook dating once before my account got hacked and terminated. I'm not gonna say what that when I found out what the post was, because I'm not gonna say it though, because of how terrible it was. But all I know is that I can no longer use Facebook. Even if I do it from my YouTube channel, even if I like do it like from my YouTube account, from like my YouTube email, I can't even do that either because it's classified as a violation of integrity according to Facebook. But one thing though that I'm confused about though is how is there integrity with the profile name if the profile name matches with the email? What is up with these random numbers popping up on screen? What the hell? What the hell's up with these numbers? But still, though, when it comes to this whole situation, though, with me being single, it is starting to affect me really badly to the point where it's making me lose hope of dating. And even though my friends are telling me to not give up on dating, to me, like, me finding a girlfriend, especially someone who's close to where I live, is a lot easier said than done because I don't drive yet. And I won't be for a while. So that's why I'm trying to find someone close. But the problem is, there's no one close to me that's around my age, except for one person, but they're my ex-girlfriend. I'm not going to mention their name. All I'm going to say is that they're my ex-girlfriend. And I understand that she is also looking for a new boyfriend. I will admit, I'm happy for her. But at the same time, there will be a lot of restrictions, though, with that friendship. Which is another thing that bothers me. Is me and her will have to hang out less and less, or possibly never. Because if she gets a new boyfriend that's very, very strict with her, that's gonna make me very uncomfortable and not want me to be friends with her anymore. And I don't want that. So it's like my entire mental stability is like all messed up. And this is something I've been hiding from all you guys since day one of starting YouTube. Back from November 4th, 2021, when it was either November 3rd or November 4th. I know it was like early November 2021. That's when the first video dropped. But even though I joined YouTube on October 27th, the first video didn't release until November. But one thing for certain, though, is I just want to let you guys know that I've been dealing with a lot of stuff mentally, and it's starting to affect my channel now. Like, really badly. You also may have noticed that when I'm trying to react to something and I have to literally force myself to do a reaction. And when I force myself to do these reactions, I will admit, now this is something I will admit. The content of the reactions, though, has nothing to do with my actual reaction. My reactions have something to do with my mental stability. Which is why, between part 13 and part 14 of reacting to Jacqueline's Affection AU. So, when part 13 released, it took me a while to get part 14 done. And the reason why, though, was because of my mental stability. It's not about me forgetting. It's about my mental stability. Like, every time I told myself I wanted to do it, my mental stability just said no. Now's not the time. Which is why when I react to certain things, now, like I said, with the AUs, the content has nothing to do with my lack of reaction. It actually has something to do with my mental stability. The creativity, though, is what actually helps me with the reaction. In a good way, not a bad way. Because every time when I try to react, and like even nowadays when I try to react, I try my best to like analyze something before jumping to conclusions about something, which I don't like jumping to conclusions. I really don't. But one thing for certain, though, is that how do I put this? That when I react to AUs nowadays, it's actually helping my mental stability in ways that I was not expecting it to help. I thought it would actually help me in a way where it would help me less, but it's actually helping me way more than I thought. Which I am glad, like really glad, that I've been reacting to AUs. Like really glad about it. Because without these AUs, I probably would have quit YouTube by now. If I didn't have these AUs to help me through my channel. If I never met Jacqueline, I probably would have quit YouTube. But not delete the channel, just stop uploading. So, and I'm really glad I met him. Like, really glad he appeared in one of my streams in January 2021, no, 2024. I forgot I didn't start doing live streams though until like a specific point. I just remembered. But if I never met Jacqueline, me doing YouTube would have come to an end. Jacqueline has been one of the best supporters on my channel. One of the best ones, in my opinion. He's always been there for me. I've always been there for him. And without him, I literally would have quit YouTube. Because the day I turned 20, I was admitted into the hospital because I passed out on my own 20th birthday. Like, and to the point where it scared my mom. And that was like one of the worst birthdays I've ever had in my entire life. But Jacqueline decided to step in and help cheer me up. He gave me Godman's Realm Part 1 as a birthday present. I was very happy to hear about that. Very happy. And the reason why was because Diamond.exe doesn't get a whole lot of attention. Yes, he does have his own YouTube channel. He does have his own hardcore series on my channel. And from time to time, he will appear in reactions. But nowadays, during reactions, he's he's not really going to be available because of the mental stability that's been going on. So, if you don't see him a whole lot, just know that it's not his fault. It's because of my mental stability. And I do want to mention this, though, as well, that I went to 3 mental hospitals throughout my life. 2017, 2024, and 2025 were the 3 years I went to 3 different mental hospitals. Well, 2024 and 2025 were the same mental hospital. But that was because of my mental stability being out of whack. But the one in 2017 was completely different. And I mean completely different. The reason why 2017 was different, though, was because of my parents' divorce. My parents have been divorced for a long time, and with my dad having a very rare condition, making it very hard for me to see him. It's just, I just feel like I'm just letting him down. And I'm not gonna lie, nowadays I just feel like I'm just letting all my friends down, including Jacqueline. It's nobody's fault that I'm feeling this way, but my own. It's just I've just been dealing with a lot of mental stress lately, and there are days where I can control it, where it's not that bad, but other days it gets really bad to the point where I just like I don't know how I'm gonna put this though, but for me, when like there are times where when I talk to my friends, now with Jacqueline though, keeping stuff personal though and private is valid. But to my other friends though, when I talk to stuff about them though, they tell me just to try to be happy. But how am I supposed to be happy if almost every single day I'm depressed, in either depressed or severely depressed? And I've been trying to make myself happy by playing with my friends or doing YouTube, but sometimes it doesn't go as planned. And it's just been difficult for me. I've had a rough childhood, very rough childhood, to be exact. Because I was 11 when my parents divorced. 11. Now, one thing for certain, though, is like, how do I put it? Like, when it comes to doing like YouTube, though, as a hobby, now it will become less and less, though, depending on how my work schedule is. But one thing for certain, though, is with the AUs, though, it is cheering me up. So, Jacqueline, once you see this, just to let you know, your AUs is what brings me joy to my life. Your AUs help cure my depression. This is something I've been hiding from you. I should have told you this sooner rather than later, but the truth needs to come out at some point. The AUs you create help my depression and severe depression. When I react to them, it brings me joy. And I'm not being sarcastic when I say this, I'm being dead serious. Because when my friends help me create something, or create something for me, I just feel a spark of happiness. And with all these AUs, like either the bonus characters, no bonus characters, animations, no animations, gallery, no gallery, cutscene, no cutscene, doesn't matter. An AU is still an AU. Doesn't matter if they have bonus characters or cutscenes, it doesn't matter. What matters is that AUs have always brought me joy and comfort. Jacqueline, I am glad you make AUs. I am very glad you do. Because they bring me so much joy that with those AUs, they have been keeping me afloat. And even though I will admit there are still times I still lack the expressions though with the AUs. I will admit though, the reason behind it though is because of the mental stability. It has nothing to do with the creativity or anything like that. It has something to do with my mental stability. So I just hope you guys can understand what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with, like what I've been dealing with lately, and how it's affecting me and my channel. So make sure you guys smack that like button if you do plan on subscribing. Definitely your choice. Turn on notification bell so you never miss another Diamond 93 episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.